There is a place on Earth where the sun disappears for months and temperatures can drop to might it is 80 degrees Celsius.
Strong winds here can even blow people away.
Yet, life continues to exist in this strange place, not on the surface, but hidden deep beneath kilometers of ice. It's not found on the land, but deep beneath kilometers of thick ice. This is Antarctica, the harshest continent on Earth. If you enjoy videos that decode nature and explore Earth's survival limits, like and subscribe now, because what's coming next may make you see Antarctica in a completely different light. Antarctica is the coldest, driest, and windiest continent among all.
Antarctica has an area of 14.2 million square kilometers, making it the fifth largest continent on Earth.
It is nearly twice the size of Australia.
If you enjoy videos that decode nature and explore Earth's survival limits, like and subscribe now.
At this temperature, human skin can freeze in just a few minutes.
This ice sheet is not just on the surface. In many places, it's over 4 kilometers thick. So heavy it depresses the Earth's crust by hundreds of meters. Paradoxically, Antarctica is drier than the Sahara Desert.
The average annual rainfall in the continent's center is only a few millimeters, equivalent to the world's driest deserts.
There are regions here where it hasn't rained or snowed for millions of years. Not due to lack of ice, but because the air is too cold to hold moisture.
When winter arrives, Antarctica enters a state rarely experienced by humans. Complete darkness lasts for 6 months. No dawn, no dusk.
Only a dark sky, howling winds, and temperatures constantly dropping to deadly levels. Adiabatic winds from the ice plateau can reach speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour. Strong enough to knock people over and tear metal equipment. For humans, Antarctica is an icy hell, where every mistake costs a life. But paradoxically, with nature, this place is not a dead land. Antarctica is a perfect survival puzzle,
where life is forced to evolve to its ultimate limits. What makes Antarctica special is not on its icy surface, but beneath it.
Beneath kilometers of thick ice is a world humans haven't seen for most of history. Scientists have discovered over 400 subglacial lakes buried deep beneath the Antarctic ice. They are not small puddles, but lakes tens of kilometers wide, connected by an entire network of underground rivers. The most famous among them is Lake Vostok, a lake nearly 4 kilometers deep under the ice. Sealed off from the outside world for over 15 million years. No sunlight, no air, no exchange with Earth's atmosphere. The pressure here is hundreds of times normal. Temperatures are always at freezing point. For millions of years, this place has been completely isolated, like a planet locked beneath Earth's surface. And then, scientists discovered the unexpected. Life still exists. Not fish, not large creatures, but extremophile microorganisms living in absolute darkness. They don't need light, don't need photosynthesis. Instead, they get energy from chemical reactions between rocks, minerals, and water.
A form of survival never thought possible by humans until entering this world.
For science, this is not just a discovery. This is proof that life does not need the sun to exist. And if life can exist under the Antarctic ice, then the icy oceans on Europa or Enceladus are no longer a far-fetched hypothesis. Antarctica is not just an ice continent. It's a gateway to humanity's biggest question. Are we alone in the universe?
The most famous symbol of Antarctica is not humans, but the emperor penguin, born in a blizzard. If humans can only survive in Antarctica in sealed bases,
then the creatures here live directly in the cold. No warm clothes, no fire, only evolution. This is the only bird on Earth that breeds in the middle of the Antarctic winter. When temperatures drop to -60 degrees Celsius and winds are strong enough to blow away adults.
if humans can only survive in Antarctica in sealed bases,
they hold the single egg on their feet, covered by a warm belly flap. Over 60 days, without food or water, just standing in the blizzard to survive. They hold the single egg on their feet, covered by a warm belly flap. This is not individual instinct. This is a collective survival strategy.
beneath meters of thick ice, the Antarctic Ocean is not silent.
Weddell seals can dive over 600 meters, holding their breath for over an hour.
In the cold darkness, they hunt fish and squid by hearing and touch.
But the biggest challenge is not the depth, but the way back.
Weddell seals use their teeth to carve holes in the ice, creating the only breathing holes. If these holes are lost, death is certain. Every tooth mark on the ice is a survival map. In water colder than human blood's freezing point, creatures still swim silently. Antarctic icefish, bloodless evolution. They are the only fish on Earth without hemoglobin. Their blood is almost transparent. Instead of fighting the cold, icefish evolved to accept it. Their bodies produce antifreeze proteins, preventing ice crystals from forming in their blood. Larger hearts, wider blood vessels, everything is designed for one thing: life in the ice. When summer arrives, light returns. The ocean around Antarctica explodes with life. Millions of tons of krill, tiny creatures the size of a finger, cover the surface.
And from that, the largest creatures ever existed appear.
Blue whales, humpback whales. They eat tons of krill every day, turning tiny creatures into energy for their colossal bodies. In Antarctica, The chain of life is built from the smallest things. Every creature here is a different answer to the same question: how to live when the world is not for you. Antarctica is not just a wilderness. It's the largest natural laboratory Earth has ever created. Beneath kilometers of thick ice is the memory of the entire planet, preserving Earth's climate history for hundreds of thousands of years. When scientists drill deep into the ice and extract ancient ice cores, they don't just bring back cold ice blocks. They bring back time capsules.
Each layer of ice is a trace of a past winter.
And each trapped air bubble inside contains air from tens of thousands of years ago.
Recording CO2 concentration, temperature, and atmospheric composition of Earth in the past.
Thanks to these air bubbles, humans can see how the planet has changed as the climate warms. As the climate warms.
As the ice melts and sea levels rise, Antarctica doesn't offer hypotheses. It provides evidence.
But this natural laboratory is changing. The Antarctic ice sheet is melting.
Not loudly, not suddenly, but slowly and persistently, in a way that cannot be reversed.
Each breaking ice flow doesn't just carry ice. It carries the future sea level of the entire planet. Just a small part of the Antarctic ice sheet disappears. Coastal cities worldwide will face unavoidable changes.
Low-lying plains and hundreds of millions of people worldwide.
Not in a fictional story, but in our very century. Antarctica doesn't send verbal warnings. It sends signals through silent changes in the ice. And as Antarctica changes, the entire Earth will feel it.
Antarctica, therefore, is not just a victim of climate change. It is also an agent that can amplify it.
The Antarctic ice doesn't melt in the way we usually imagine.
Not loudly, not suddenly, but silently. The ocean temperature around the ice continent is rising little by little.
And it is this warm seawater that is silently eroding the ice from below. Huge ice shelves, which once acted as anchors holding the continental ice, begin to thin, crack, and collapse. As the ice shelves disappear, the ice on land is no longer restrained, and it slides into the sea faster than ever. This is not just the loss of ice. It's the change of an entire balanced system that has existed for millions of years.
Just a small part of the Antarctic ice melts. Global sea levels will rise, threatening coastal cities.
Low-lying plains and hundreds of millions of people worldwide. But the impact doesn't stop there. When cold freshwater from melting ice flows into the ocean, it changes ocean currents,
breaking the cycles that have regulated Earth's climate for thousands of years. Antarctica, therefore, is not just a victim of climate change. It is also an agent that can amplify it.
Every crack in the ice, every breaking ice flue, is a signal that the planet is entering a new state.
where old rules no longer guarantee stability.
Melting ice in Antarctica is not the story of a distant continent. It's a reminder that small changes at the edge of the world
Can shape the future of the entire Earth. Antarctica, and the final question.
Antarctica is not where humans live. But what happens there determines the future of all of us.
It's the resilience of life at the edge of limits.
And silent warning signs of a changing planet.
Antarctica doesn't speak. It only reacts according to natural laws.
And the final question is not whether Earth will change, but how well humans will adapt when those changes become irreversible. If you like nature decoding stories, where science and mystery intersect, to tell the fate of this planet, subscribe to the channel now to join Nature Decoding on its next journeys.
Because the greatest secrets of Earth are still waiting to be revealed.